Why should employers add Beyonder to their benefits offerings? And why does Beyonder go much beyond a perk?
Sure. So a lot of times with companies, their perks really only benefit the employee. And as we discussed before, it doesn't necessarily take into account many different needs or backgrounds or challenges that that other employees have. With Beyonder, it's not just used for employees. It really is something that can be used for the employee and their family. A really wholesome perk. People can take parents or grandparents or kids on these tours, and really include the whole family in that perk and that tour, especially because I'm sure I do, and I'm sure a lot of other people do have extended family members that may not be able to travel, or even themselves not be able to travel. Also, it's really rare to find a perk where that one product service is inclusive to a lot of people and can accommodate varying schedules and time zones, languages, and cultural constructs. So we have tours all around the world, and they can all take place at different times throughout the day. We have guides that speak multiple languages and can do tours in those languages. And so whether you're a domestic US company or you're an international company and have employees around the world, this is something that you can give to everyone to use, which is really nice to be able to offer that. And we're really excited about that.
I think it's especially interesting that you mentioned that Beyonder is a benefit that covers different family constructs. So most benefits within the US, especially, or most benefits globally, only really cover or are for the employee or like the immediate family. And so when we talk about inclusive benefits, like there's different definitions of what immediate family would be in different cultures. For example, my culture, it's our immediate family, husband, wife, or wife, or husband, and the children. And that's the immediate family. In like cultures like Indian cultures, the grandparents are living with them. Their grandparents are included in immediate family. Aunts and uncles are included in immediate family. So this is for the whole family, whether it's 4 people or 20.
Yeah. And what's great too is even if they live with you or if they live somewhere else, the way that we have the tours set up is people can join the same tour from different locations or the same location and take the tour together. So you're still seeing and interacting with that family member, whether or not they're located in your home or outside your home.
Yeah, and I think, why are we discussing this? Well, we're discussing this is because, HR leaders must understand the individual health and wellness needs of their diverse workforce and ensure that their benefit plan is designed to embracing those unique needs. And investing in your employees' well-being and their futures and their benefits, that attend to these specific interests and needs is using a really wide equity lens. And we're trying, organizations are trying, and I think that we keep widening and widening and widening that equity lens, and to think outside of traditional benefits, and even the benefits ones would consider modern benefits.
More companies will start recognizing the differences and the varying needs of and among their workforce, and provide benefits that are, truly benefit their diverse workforce. And on the other side of that, while we're seeing some benefit and perk providers getting really creative with what they're offering companies to be able to offer their employees, we still need them to maintain awareness around inclusivity and review and potentially revise their current offerings and determine how they make those offerings more inclusive. So I think we'll see a lot more of revised and or new perks coming out from these companies that are focusing in that space.
How can the audience connect with you and learn more about Beyonder?
Yeah, so I'll put in the chat my email address, as well as the email address of our senior corporate sales executive, Sharma Patel, and her phone number. So I will do that now so that people can reach out to both of us or Sharma if you have any additional questions.
Awesome, thank you. So you can connect with Brittany and Beyonder on LinkedIn. In the last few minutes here, we have to this really spectacular place in Zadar, Croatia, which is by the coast. Is it by the river or the coast?
By the coast, yeah.
By the coast. Okay, let's go there.
You can sit here, you can walk through those remains of the stones that were left here since ancient period. And you can enjoy on it. So this area here is the area where the ancient forum was. And that ancient forum had the small shops, as you may see here, that are those stony remains that we see here, right here in front of my camera. So today we have shopping centers, and in the history that were small shops, and the citizens could buy everything they needed right here. You can also find here some very old sarcophagus, stony sarcophagus, and it's all standing outside of the city. On the other side, on this side, the Roman Forum, this is the area of the Roman Forum. On the other side, there was Nymphaeum with huge nympha. And Nymphaeum was very important for the water because we know without water there is no life. The stony nympha, a beautiful, huge stony nympha we can find in the Archaeological Museum of Zadar. And that is right here in front of us near the ancient forum. This building could not take all those stony artifacts, so some of them are outside. So when you walk through Zadar, you are walking through the museum at the open. On this side, there was a basilic right here, and basilic was one big hall, big building where all the main decisions was brought. And right here on this side, in front of me, there was the Roman temple right here. And there you can see the original remain of the Roman temple. That is one pillar. Today we call it pillar of shame because in the Middle Age till the Second World War, there was a green salary. And for those, where the money and where the trade is, all those uh, uh, places had some thieves who stole something or did something illegal, and all those who did something illegal, he was put here on this stone, on this pillar of shame, so everybody could know that he did something wrong. So this was kindly Facebook or Google of that period. And in the third, fourth century, when Romans accepted Christianity, the temple lost its importance. So it was completely destroyed, especially in the 6th century when we suppose there was a big earthquake that completely destroyed that temple. And what we got, this church right here in front of me is St. Donatus Church. All this church was built from the remains of the ancient stone. This church was built in 9th century. The main person who who we are grateful for this church was the Bishop Donat, who lived in the 9th century. And let me show you the remains of the Roman temple, where you can see the pillars, the remains of pillars of the temple. And all those pillars and all those stony artifacts were put it here, right here in this church. In these foundations, you can see the remains of its pillar.
So I thought that was extremely interesting that here you have these Roman ruins, like right in the middle of the town, and I think what she was saying were the Roman sarcophaguses.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And then it was especially interesting that the Roman ruins were built into the church, so that you could just go up and touch something that was like, you know, oh my gosh, how many thousands of years? I'm like over 2,000 years old. You
Very
just touch
real.
it.
Yeah.
You can jump in one of those sarcophaguses if you want. I wouldn't, because that kind of gives me the creeps. So we've got one comment coming in, and Jennifer, she says, wow, this is amazing. Thank you so much. Thanks for attending today, Jennifer. I wanted to thank you, Brittany, for giving us your time today and for coming on the live to show us, you know, all about Beyonder and what you guys have planned for in the future, and some of the demos of some of your tours. Thank you so much for joining us today. And audience, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join us as well to talk about Beyonder. And I'm so appreciative of everybody on the live stream today.
Thank you very much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Brittany. And then everybody, thank you, Resourceful Humans. Have a wonderful Tuesday.